Hey guys, Kuzo here, back with another stream. Gotta throw up some linkses like always. Someone one day is just gonna be like, it's called length. Kuzo, like, get it right. Like, alright guys. I'm sorry. I got it wrong. Jeez. How dare ye correct me? No, I'm kidding. Alright, we got one up and we're hopping over to another one. Boom, boom, shaboom. Twitter to the twatter tweeter. And we got him Dieter. Bazoom. Hey, what is up? Tear up, what is up? Limit Draws, what's up? Bella, what's up? Malcolm Z, what's up? King Green, what's up? George, what's up? Rain, what's up? Maury Ray? I think that is, yeah. Jordy Wolf, what's up, guys? Super CJ Arts, what's up? Hazatake, what is up? Emerson, everyone rolling in. Let's get down and sketchy. Boom, boom. Oh, there's a gnat in my room. How dare they come into my room? Alright. What are we gonna do? You use your head. That's what we're going to do. Going to use our head. I got like an image in my head, and I want to try to do it. It's probably gonna turn out like poop. Like always, why not? Why won't it turn out like poop? Sandman shirt from the movie Spider-Man 3. What do you think that? I always thought it kind of looked like I was coming from a jail cell or something. So I'm always like hesitant to wear this shirt. You know, I'm like, people think I'm I'm coming from jail. Excuse me. I breathed in some of my own saliva. I'm sure that's happened to many of you as well. Not the most pleasant experience, especially when you're on stream. You just want to start coughing like a madman. You know, I shouldn't have drawn. Now I'm imagining the anatomy more than I kind of wanted to, because now I'm like, maybe I should draw him without a shirt on. But I originally wanted this guy to actually have a. I should stick to the original vision. Alright. I wanted him to have kind of like a hood. It's kind of. Yeah, let's. A hooded thingamabobber going on there. Long hair draping down. Build up a long hair. Alright, let's do it on this side as well. Let's get this here, this wrinkle. Do that. Cool. Go around, go down. Do this. Hey Kuzo, have you ever considered using Bodycoon and Bodycoon? I have no idea what that is. How long did it take you to master anatomy? Your work is awesome. Thank you very much. And I have not mastered anatomy, that's for sure. But I do know what you mean. You're just talking about how long did it get kind of to the stage I'm at right now. It took a while, but that's also because at first I wasn't doing all the things I should have been doing to get to this point as fast as I possibly could. So, I could say you could get to, relatively speaking, the way my stuff looks you could get to this in 2.5 years, 3 years. Everyone's different, once again. It may take a little bit longer depending on the person, depending on how much work they put in, depending on just... there's a few factors that go into it, obviously, as you know. But in general, it can take someone 2 to 3 years, 2.5, 3 years, to get something that looks relatively close to mine. It takes a lot of work, but you can do it. And you'd be like, wow, that sounds way too easy. There's got to be a catch, and that's not realistic. Some people on here might be like, I've already been drawing that long. Well, first of all, let's be realistic and say you're not working like super dedicated. Like, there's some people out there that have pushed themselves to the point where they got good really fast, but it kind of hurts you slightly mentally. There's a point you get to, if you push yourself so hard, sometimes you start slightly resenting the craft that you worked so hard to get good at, which sounds like it would be impossible. Trust me, it's possible. I've done it to myself, and I've watched other people do it to themselves as well. So, but if you did it at a slightly slower pace that didn't push you into that kind of state of mind, I would say a good reasonable amount of time could be 3-4 years. And once again, those things you need to practice are literally the fundamentals of art, which is perspective, form, value, and color theory. Because value is what goes over these first two things, perspective and form. It creates basically the foundation of lighting and everything like that. And then color theory is what goes over pretty much everything else, knowing that certain colors go together well, and what are the shades of these colors. Like, basically the hue of something is the change of color. The value is if you did something in grayscale. For example, for some of you may not really, coloring is one of those last things I learned specifically, because I do mostly black and white ink. And if I had to say one thing about coloring was basically my version of Naruto's shadow clone. It was my nemesis at one point, but then I actually worked on it a lot at one point, and I got way better at it. When's the 30K sub party? It's right now. Woohoo! No. God, so cheesy. Me doing that. One thing I don't like about this is I put this piece of hair in the middle here, right? It's going directly over like that lip bump. You guys know the lip bump I'm talking about. The lip bump that you like drawing from the side. If you were to draw someone from this angle, you got the eye over here, you got this other eye like this, and then you got this lip bump here, and then that one. And I don't know, it just looks cool. Like, you typically don't want to cover that up. Have you ever thought of doing another splash page filled with anime villains? I love your work. You actually inspired me to make my own manga. That's awesome to hear. KJ Karim. Karim. That's awesome to hear. And I do kind of want to do, I don't know if it's specifically going to be villains, but I do want to do another little splash page thing for the YouTubes. Cheesy jokes are the best. What do you mean, right? I know. Let's do this, work with it until I get down to that point and see if it's really, I think it'll be okay if I cover it. This is just, practice stuff, so let's see if it works. This will be something in the future where if I ever go to do this in like a panel, I'll try to remember this and be like, oh, it's okay. I don't know why I started so much. It's okay that I actually went over the lip. it still worked type of thing. Yeah, I would say it's still appealing. Yeah, I think it's decent. Not the best, but yeah, I can still dig it. Hiya! I can't listen with the volume on because I'm not home. Well, that sucks. But at least you'll be watching. Thank you very much, Melon Fruit. Don't want to interrupt anyone or be a nuisance out in wherever you are. But thank you for watching, anyways. I'm good. Cheese jokes. How do you come up with personality traits for your character, and how do you show that through drawings? You kind of, well, to make them feel realistic, the best thing to pull from is real life scenarios, maybe inspiration of characters that already exist, that you kind of take traits from the two that make sense, and then maybe merge them together into an original character that's different. That is one thing you can do. But real life experience is one of the biggest things you can get it from. But you can also get it from TV shows and stuff like that. When I say TV shows, I mean like real life celebrities and little traits from them. The slightly less realistic way to do it, like the ones that can accidentally create a character that's doesn't feel super real, but if you're good enough, you can actually make it work, is if you kind of search up random foods, look up random things in a dictionary, open it up. Let's say it actually goes to like possum or something. What if they were afraid of a possum as a kid, tripped, fell, to have a scar on their face? And actually, I don't want to go through that scenario. There's a specific scenario that's actually related to what I just mentioned, but it's not a possum, and it's kind of ridiculous, but yeah, I'm not going to mention that. But basically, you can come up maybe with random traits for characters that you may not have originally thought of through introducing yourself to new things. I mentioned the dictionary because it has a bunch of words in it. You may open up to piano, you may open up to violin, you may open up to a harmonica, you may open up to like some random word you don't even know, or something that belongs to another country or something like that you would have never thought of, and then you can be like, how would I incorporate this into a character? Can I make it something they like, they despise, where they came from, what they're good at, what they're bad at, what they're afraid of? You can think of these as traits. I remember that you promised a redesign a month. Yeah, I am going to be doing. Yeah, I promised a redesign once a month. I do want to actually do a redesign, which I'm going to be watching more Jujutsu Kaisen tonight. So I wanted to do a redesign of Jujutsu Kaisen because but I didn't want to do a redesign of something that I didn't know. I haven't really been keeping up with too many anime recently or manga. So I wanted to know what I'm actually doing a redesign of. I feel like it's kind of, I don't know, I feel like if I redesign something that I am not actually watching, I feel like it's an empty gesture. It's just to grab a view. I mean, not to say that isn't something that you can do here and there, because that's a good way to grow, to make sure you're on some sort of hype train, even if you're not specifically watching that thing. But it's just something within me that makes me feel that way. And sometimes it's good to not stray away from how you feel and who you really are. So, not to say I would never do something like that, but that's why you haven't seen anything Squid Game related, because I have not watched it yet. Or else I would have put a video up saying, anime Squid Game character. You know? I would have drawn some Squid Game characters in anime style. which I kind of want to do. So I might watch a few episodes of it, which will eventually lead to me watching a bunch of it. We got 75 people in here with 45 likes. Good to see everybody. If you hit that like button, we get a bigger family. Remember. What's up, Kosh? What is up, Kosh? Oh, Lashol. Let's keep it going. Boom, shkilaka. Oh, let's move it down here. This is a fun little character to start off with. It turned out pretty decent from what I saw in my head. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. And the reason why I'm at least happy with this one is because I've been trying so hard from, first of all, for some reason when I came back from my trip, like this is, I wouldn't say personal information, but for those of you who have been here, like who are OGs, you guys know I've had some health issues in the past like few years, and a lot of it has to do with my breathing, which you probably wouldn't be able to tell because I don't really show it. Because why am I going to sit here and be like, ugh, guys, ugh. But, yeah, anyways, it was flaring up when I came home, so that kind of sucks. So I was going through that. But I was also going through, like I mentioned in the last stream, trying to get back in the flow. So I was kind of combating two things, getting back into the flow, because I had hardly drawn in, like, 9 days. I had drawn, though, but that was the first type of vacation I really took anyways. But don't worry about me. We're having fun. What should I do with this? I kind of want to put something on his arm. It's not, okay, it's fine to go a little generic with this. It's not like anything crazy for a design. It doesn't really matter that much. Excuse me. How's your manga going? I haven't really done much of it because I've been doing this little sketchbook challenge, but by the way, I kind of want to, there's some things that could be going on that's going to hinder this, on top of the fact that I really just want to work on pages right now. I just like really want to work on pages. Like I'm kind of just want to get to doing pages. Honestly, doing the sketchbook has made me realize how much I just want to work on pages. I was doing this challenge for the views, and then I had to go to that I wouldn't really call it a vacation, but because it wasn't a vacation, it was visiting some family. It was, honestly, I feel like it was just as hard of work as it is over here, because there's some little munchkins that I was playing with. Like I've been craving getting back to my pages, which is always a good thing. Which would mean more manga videos, and also doing manga on here. So that'd be fun. Kuzo, how do you make characters look less flat? Form. You're all gonna want to learn form. Making characters look less flat is basically knowing the difference between form and perspective. It's like knowing the difference between if this is your horizon line, your vanishing point, knowing what is essentially above it with these cylinders like this, what is in the middle, and what is below. Being able to know that if this was a person, anything below, they're wearing pants, it is curving this way. They're wearing pants, it's going to curve this way, and now you are seeing what I'm talking about. First of all, you're also going to want to know how to draw that anatomy or pants or whatever you're drawing, you know? You're going to want to actually know how to draw that thing, but actually, kind of like if you were in my stream, my last stream, I actually did a demonstration of me drawing the difference in wrinkles coming towards you and wrinkles going away from you. And yeah, that's a good example of it. Like, that's how you know. You notice me doing a lot of these strokes when it's that way. If we're going above, things are going to be going above. Like, you have a character with a headband that's doing this. Yeah, it's going upward because their head is tilted upward at that point. Ooh, that's bad. I want it to be kind of like a Naruto headband. I always had a hard time drawing Naruto. I don't know why I always had a hard time drawing Naruto. I just always have. Did you know there was a reason why I didn't draw fan arts back in the day? Some of the OGs here might know why. Okay, I'm going to let you guys guess. Do any of you remember why I didn't like drawing fan arts back in the day? Because I've mentioned this, but even if you're an OG, you could have missed it. I haven't mentioned it that much, and I haven't mentioned it lately at all. I'll let you guess. Oh, I just got absorbed with drawing Naruto's face, which, by the way, looks horrible right now. I do not like this Naruto face at all. Bad. When you're drawing, why do you move your head? You look like a confused cat. Well, meow, hiss, hiss. Gosh. When I move my head back and forth, it's kind of like the idea of if you have your own if you have a piece of paper on your desk, sometimes you might move it around or something like this. You might just move it around like this, just to get like a different feel to it. And since I'm not moving my page around, I kind of just look at it like this. It's just a habit. You kind of get little habits when you do when you're doing your own stuff. You'll eventually do habits you don't even know about. Where maybe when you're drawing a character with a specific emotion, you start making that face, which is something that a lot of artists do. Do you have any tutorials on how to draw belts? Not specifically. I would definitely suggest, if you want to learn how to draw at least some belts decently, you can always look up belts on like Google. That sounds like, oh, okay, search it up on Google, but if you kind of follow the general direction of it, you can also get some ideas for new kinds of belts and different shapes of belts and stuff like that. As for drawing belts, making them look kind of realistic, that is almost the exact point I was making here. You want to make sure it's, oh, there's a gnat. Why are there so many gnats in here? Okay, there's only been 2. Maybe it's that coffee cup over there. Anyways, you want to make sure you be able to have it, you're making it wrap around whatever object it's on properly in its form and the perspective relative to the perspective it is in. So you want to make sure that all of that is going on. Belt styles specifically, that's something you're going to have to go look up and just it absorbed that information. Okay. Meow hiss. Says someone. I can draw heads, different angles using Loomis method, but I tried hard to use boxes like you explained, but it always comes out so bad. Like I kind of losing sense of how far eyes and nose have to be. That's kind of like when you're learning a new process. Sometimes it can mess you up. I do kind of understand. When it comes to the box method, I would suggest watching one of my videos that break it down a lot more in detail. But when it comes to the box method, when you're talking about where the mouth and the eyes are, if I were to draw this box here, cube, whatever, rectangular prism, and I'll draw like this. But then we cut in back here, make essentially the jaw. Got the ear. Now we're going from this middle part here. We're going down like this. So that means this is the bottom of our jaw here. And we're going to be coming, these are those muscles on the side. And then this is the bottom. I know I'm doing it from below, but I'm trying to get it from a perspective that it kind of makes some sense. So you get a little bit more out of it. So now, here's something to remember. Your eyes are always going to be generally lined up with your ears. I say generally because I guess some people, your eyes might be towards the top of your ears. It really depends. I say it's generally around the area of where your ears are. So what would we do? We go forward, we cut that in. Now we have where the eye line would be. Now how far apart are they? I mean, you could technically cut this in half and say your eyes are relatively right here, and then this is a ratio that, by the way, I'm going to be talking more about in a video. I just need to figure out how to make it appealing, and then we essentially have an anime face here. Whee! Made out of the cube method. I should have made everything else lighter, so I drew into it. Anyways, your head tutorial video really helped. Yeah, it hopefully you go ahead and read or watch the head tutorial video. It should be able to be like drawing heads in any angle, and then you search that up and search Kuzomari with it, and it should show up. But it's somewhere on my channel. How do you draw characters of different ages? I'll get to that in a second. By the way, just to let you know, I don't know if anyone even guessed, but the reason why I didn't draw fan arts back in the day is because I thought that it was a disrespect to draw such masterful artists' characters with such horrible art. I thought me drawing it because my art was so bad was a disrespect to the artist. That was when I started extremely respecting, like, to a really deep level, respecting what artists do, what specific creators I love do. When I was a kid, a very small kid, I didn't understand that. I didn't care about that. I just did what I want. But there was a point where I stopped doing that because I felt like I was not worthy to draw their character, basically. Which, of course, the creator probably didn't think that. It was just a thing within me. Oh, darn it, I'm drawing inside the hair, which you guys didn't even see, but I was drawing inside the hair. Boo. Boo. That was a bad mistake. Yeah, whatever, let's do another one. All right, let's think about this. I'm not drawing it out, the hand. I'm going to just... Oh, I accidentally hit my camera. It's moving. Yeah, let's do this. I'm surprised how much people just did not appreciate my hand video I did recently. I want to see people's art. I hate to say this every time, but every day that passes without a Patreon Discord, the more desperate I get. All right, gosh, I gotcha. The bot that I want to put up is the bot that basically notifies those Patreons that there's two, and there's one that I'm not going to mention because it's kind of a bot that I kind of want to be there, and then whatever. But one of the ones I want to put up, which I guess I could just put up after I launch it, is the bot that notifies all those Discord peeps of my videos going up. Which I need to go watch the like 20-minute video I watched just to find that bot again. Which I also don't know how to add it on. Like I said, I don't really use Discord, so I have to teach myself about it. I know it's kind of basically like a forum type format, but I also never went on forums like Reddit and stuff. I've pretty much just stuck to apps. My whole life. Yeah, that was fun. That's cool. Let's do a little shade on it. So purple, let's do a light blue. If I were to do cell shading quickly, this would roughly be what it's like. I would use a multiply, or I would use, I'm talking about digitally, obviously. I would use multiply, or I would use, oh my gosh, I forgot what it was. Color burn, I think, or something. I think it's something burn, or it might be something else. It was one of those. I've just been painting, so I haven't really been using any of those like digital effects recently. So, but those digital effects are must have for quick production. I use Discord fairly often. I've heard of the bot. I could help out. Possibly. Draw something truly terrifying. You say truly terrifying? Truly terrifying. So terrifying. He's so cute, he's terrifying. Am I late? A little, but not too bad. It's only 33 minutes. And, Black Can't Jump says, oh yeah, I remember you saying that, but I didn't think that could be the reason. Yeah, that is definitely the reason why I didn't want to draw fan arts back when I, it was a big thing when I started my YouTube channel, like my original YouTube channel, the main one. Yeah, I said that a lot in the beginning of that. But then I went in and started the redesign series, and people liked it, so I was like, all right, here we go. Animal God, all right, there with the name. Did you complete your 600 pages? I have not completed my 600 pages. Let me tell you, these pages are crazy. Craziness. Craziness, I said. Crazy. Boom, 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 boom. You must now draw a frog. Absolutely terrifying. APS 24/7 with the super chat. Can you draw the 2008 U.S. housing financial crisis? I don't know if I can. I do not believe I was old enough to even comprehend such a crisis. So hopefully it didn't affect you too much. Yeah. I mean, I didn't live in a house at that time, so actually I've never lived in a house, now that I think about it. Wait, no, I did live in a house. It wasn't mine, though. It wasn't mine, and it wasn't my family's. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, not mine or my family's. It was for a period of time of my life. But thank you very much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Sorry I cannot draw such a crisis. I wouldn't even know how to go about doing such a thing. I actually don't know a whole lot about that type of stuff until maybe I go into trying to buy a house or realizing houses are really expensive. I've always been told by quite rich people that buying a house is actually kind of a bad investment, but I think it's a good investment if you have kids and you plan to stay somewhere for like 15 years. But in the long run, you don't know how the housing financial market, housing will be doing at that point in time. When you want to sell a house, so you might end up being like, oh, housing market sucks, so now I can't move unless I want to lose money. I can't move until it goes back up, which who knows, it could be like 2-3 years from the time you wanted to move, so kind of sucks in that regard. Anyways, that's all weird stuff, and who wants to hear about that stuff? Kuzo, are you doing all right? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Why? I'm going crazy. No, I'm a little crazy, but I kind of chugged some coffee right before the stream. I grew up on a couch for some time. I can see that. I can see that. I know people who are like that. OMG, it's... OMG is hideous. Looking through some manga here. I don't think I can actually show the inside of this on here. So, seeing if I can get some inspiration for some poses or anything. Alright. Make boxes in perspective. Making boxes in perspective is easy, but making human in box or in perspective is really challenging. Oh, definitely. Like, a human is like the extremely challenging version of that. Like, it's way more complicated than a box, especially when you're putting them in a box. It gets kind of crazy. Hey, Kuzo, how's things? Have you seen Tokyo Revengers? I also love your art. Thank you very much, Ink182. I have not seen Tokyo Revengers, but I do plan to watch it at some point, and yeah, I do plan to watch it at some point. I started watching the first episode and didn't go all the way with it, but Jujutsu Kaisen sucked me in like crazy. Jujutsu Kaisen. I kind of like this muscular little statue. Let's do this from reference real quick. Alright, let's go from here, go down here, boom, shikalaka, boom, we're going to go like that. You know, I noticed that for me, doing like really, really focused studies, if I do them long enough, I eventually start getting really good at like directional stuff, which I've mentioned before, kind of knowing what, like draftsmanship and direction. But I also noticed if I practice doing my own stuff in my own directions, like consciously being like, I want this box to go this direction, I want this thing to go that direction, it kind of warms me up to doing studies a little bit more fluently. Because there's a lot of times when you can go to draw something and you're not fully telling yourself which direction you want this one thing that you're drawing should be going, and you're kind of just free drawing. Free drawing is fun, but and it can come out with some fun and good results, and it can also result in you being very frustrated at the drawing, because you free drawing has a lot to do with the stuff your mind's just kind of pulling randomly, and sometimes you can get those lucky drawings that look really good, like they're way better than anything you've really done, and then you're like, oh man, yeah, that's good, and then you go to draw something else and it looks like poop. Yeah, some of that is from you looking at stuff and your mind kind of held on to it for a second, and it was a bit of luck sometimes. That's happened to me a lot. I don't know if that's happened to you guys, but that happened to me a lot when I was, I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was drawing because I like to draw, and I was just free drawing without thinking about exactly what I wanted to draw. Because if, for example, if someone says I don't know what to draw, that's not completely true. You could tell yourself to draw someone standing there. You'd be like, well, that's not interesting. Well, I mean, you know what you can draw. You just are saying you want to draw something different than what you know. Or sometimes for me, I didn't even know how to draw someone standing really properly. And I would still be like, man, I don't know what to draw. And it's like, actually, that's kind of a strange way to see it. Like, I don't know what to draw. In a way, it's like, it's not knowing what to draw. It's not, you're feeling like you want to do something very different, like I said. But, I don't know. I feel like I missed something in this area. I shouldn't have been talking so much. I just did a scribble where the belly button is. I'm doing that right now, and it's bad. Well, see, it's really fun to do it. I'm not saying you have to think about everything you're drawing. Sometimes it's good to just let go. But there's a point where you also have to know when to, like, hunker down. Such a weird word. Hunker down. I don't even think that's one word. Hunker and down. Is it one word? Hunker down? No, I think it's like honker down. Not one word. Anyways, that's not relevant. Anyways, you kind of hunker down and draw things. Study. Put this into the. Darn it. Right. Put that over there, and then let's move along. Move along. Move along. All right. Kuzo, what is an art style? Something that can be drawn in the exact same position and angle, but look much different. It's true. That's just one way to describe it. Style is so many things, and it could be so many things. Someone can color exactly the same way as someone else, but then do the line art completely different. You know? Someone could paint exactly like someone else, but use a different brush. Someone could paint exactly like someone else, but use specific color schemes. Style can fall in all of those categories, just letting you know. Line work, proportion, colors, color theory, monochromatic stuff, the way you do shades, the style in which you decide to light a person more often than not. There's so much to style. But to break it down is, I would say, for me, my fundamentals for styles that I kind of break it down into is like your lines, thick and thin lines, because I'm generally more of an inker. Like I draw and ink. I would say proportion, line weight, And I mean coloring too. But proportion and line weight, I think, is one of the big things, because proportion encompasses a lot of things. Well, you'd be like, proportion of, it'll be like, well, what about the muscle type, how big their muscles are? It's like, that's proportion. Like, how big are their muscles? That's a type of proportion. How big are their eyes? That's a type of proportion. Someone who might draw their arms longer than their legs, that's a type of proportion. And then coloring style, and then line weight. I feel like that's kind of what I see encompasses a lot of my work and my style. But style can be broken down into so many different things. That's why I like to simplify it into. But that is why people have such a hard time being like, how do I get my own style? Well, guess what? It can be broken down into so many different categories that it's like, don't worry about style. Worry about getting good. Worry about getting good enough to even be able to notice these things. To even be able to replicate these things. To even be able to merge two things together that you like. Alright, so let's pull this over. That was a nice little style rant. Torso muscle in simple shape. Torso muscle in simple shape. I mean, I don't know if you're talking about the actual torso in a simple shape or just the torso muscles. You're saying torso muscle, but like, I mean, I kind of did it over on the other thing, on the other one when I was doing that study. But you got your torso, boom, got your simple torso shape. What do we do from there? Bam, neck, bam. We got the triangle connecting here. We got the collarbones at that top of the triangle. We go straight to down. Curve right here a little bit. Doesn't have to be a super big curve. We go up a little bit. Boom, boom. Do this for shoulder muscles. Voila, you got the torso shape. Simple. I make it look simple. It's a little harder than what it is, what I made it seem like, because I've done it so many times, and obviously I don't even think I do it all that great myself. I feel like I can always improve. I can do it faster. I can do it better. Do it more accurate, do it more muscular, just have better shape and everything to it as well, because you can always improve. Always improve. Any tips for inking? Thin and thick. Definitely go and look at artists you like. Kind of study where they make it thick and where they make it thin. Constantly study that. And try to find patterns in where they do their lines thick and where they do them thin. Yeah. General rule, the lines aren't going to be as thick where the light is hitting. Bam, torso like it's nothing now. Yes, simple torso. How do you practice drawing backgrounds? That one's a really simple answer. It's just super tedious by just learning perspective and drawing backgrounds. You get better at backgrounds by drawing backgrounds, and backgrounds can be drawn by people who don't know how to draw the human anatomy. The backgrounds are broken down into, trying to get this straight again because I hit it with my big old head. There we go. That's good enough, I think. Yeah, should be good enough. Oh, that's why it looks crooked sometimes. So this is it flat technically on my desk, but it's curved because it's going down. It has such a big spine, it's curved. So it's been looking a little strange. You can always improve. Have you seen that Kim Jong-gi vid where someone requests that he draw anime? I have not. specifically. I do know that Kim Jung-gi's anime characters are typically not very anime-esque. He's a master of, I would say, perspective, like, for sure. But I think I don't know how. I feel like he should be able to replicate someone's style. Maybe he just does it like that because he wants to. He's skilled enough that he can replicate someone's style for sure. But I think he just chooses to kind of do it like that. Like, there's no way he does like realistic portraits. There's no way he's not skilled enough to do an anime style. So, but I do know what you mean. I have seen him do that, and it doesn't quite look like those styles. It's kind of like the difference between saying, can they do it in that moment, or can they actually ever do it? Kind of like that type of thing. So, for example, someone could be like, can you draw a cat? In this moment, not really that well. But if I went and looked at it and then been like, this is his proportions, okay, bam, I would go and draw a cat. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. It's not that he would not ever be able to do that. It's just maybe on the spot, he hasn't really decided to retain that exact style in his mind. But I could be wrong. Maybe he just, like I said, just decided to do it like that, but he did remember what it looks like. Who knows? Bam. We got a super chat from Skeeter McBeater, Skeet McBeat, one of the OG super chatters, with what he says is, the Deku vid was good, had fun drawing along, had to pause the vid a few times. You thinking of doing a traditional ink vid soon? Perhaps Owen? Maybe Owen. I really do think I should do like a quick ink of something on the main channel. I think people would like that. Traditional. I don't know. I've been thinking about a lot of stuff with the main channel. I kind of want to do, yeah, I would want to do Owen. I know that wouldn't get very many views, though. I would have to do it in a specific setting. Like, for example, if I do, like, 20 character splash page and have, like, a bunch like anime characters on it, other anime characters from other series, and I do mine in, like, the middle or something, and then be like, that's my character, and I'd be like, but don't worry, the rest of them are fan arts. That's kind of one way to incorporate your own stuff into a video that might do better. Or like the 20 style challenge, that's another thing. Such subtle lines here. But once again, thank you very much for the super chat, Skeeter McBeater. Skeet McBeat. Don't know when I would be doing an 0-1, but definitely want to. And I know some of them, some of them you're just like, hey, who cares if they get views? I already know that. You should be able to just do what you want. But recently, like I said, I've been kind of wanting to lean into getting some more eyes onto the channel, get some momentum going on the channel again. Most recent videos, people haven't really caught on to those, which is fine. do got to get some of that momentum back. All right. It's kind of like boring stuff here. So let's go ahead and do intentional shape direction here. Let's do... I'm imagining in my head an arm going like this. Hand like this. Oh. This is just construction based. I'm not doing anything like super crazy. Now I got this here. I'm imagining the torso doing this. I'm actually not thinking about the rest of the body. What should it look like? I guess I'll try that. It's a little bit different. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, that, and then let's do this coming towards us. I didn't take into account any perspective, like actual like perspective as in where the actual ground is. So I'm just kind of playing this by whim here. So we're going towards, I'm imagining maybe we're closer to the like ground. Yeah, that turned out not too shabby. Huh. Kind of dynamic in its own little way. I think the shoulder should have been up a little bit more. There. Huh. I wish I can draw like that. Well, it takes time, but you definitely can. But you got drawing. Thank you very much, Omari. Do you have realistic drawing? Is so cool. You show us. Would love to see it. You must be like talking about like how I paint and stuff. Genshin Impact. No, I have not played Genshin Impact. You did Inuyasha in a plug suit vid. Love that one. Yeah, I think I did that one on this channel actually. Yeah, I remember that. That was fun. Did you ever use the rule of thirds or golden ratio? Not the golden ratio particularly, but in my opinion, the golden ratio is already close enough to the rule of thirds. It's kind of like, it's close enough to the rule of thirds. Some people are like, no, it's not, and it's like kind of like it's not really. Like the golden ratio pretty much gets you almost into like. Right, I think the golden ratio gets us close to something like this. I don't know. It's weird. It gets us basically down to like a close point like this, whether it be up here, like up here, something like that, right? Let me just want to be sure. Golden ratio. Yeah. It's pretty close to what I did, except it comes to about like right here. That's kind of where it lies. And the reason why I said it the way I did was because the rule of thirds is like breaking it up like this. Boom, boom. For those of you who don't know, this is the rule of thirds because we have 1, 2, 3 areas. And then a lot of time movies also break it into this side of the rule of thirds. Now, I believe the golden ratio kind of works because I know it's also a way of doing like patterns in that direction, but I believe the golden ratio works the way it does because it's so close to these that it's so close to these points where you want to head to typically either be landing on these points as some of the, you want it to be landing on this line roughly. Like you can have a head up here or a head even bigger up here. You can tell that if we follow these lines of, first of all, I really like the rule of thirds. Notice me doing this rule of thirds right here and then drawing two people talking to each other. Guess what? Boom. Rule of thirds in action. But I feel like the golden ratio is so close to these focal points. That's why it kind of works the way it does, in my opinion. When it comes to like patterns and stuff, yeah, the rule or the golden ratio, it's so like, it's just appealing in its own way. But when it comes to like focusing on stuff, it's like, well, they're trying to make almost a gesture, a strange gesture thing, focusing with all the background and lighting all the way to this point. But it's kind of like, okay, so it is an interesting thing. I think the rule of thirds is more important than the golden ratio because there's a lot of dispute about how important the golden ratio actually is. But the rule of thirds is something that is extremely used, like it's used all the time in films and composition, and it's a really good thing to get started on composition. Composition is very important. It is very important. Composition is a lot about balance. I notice even with this, when you're looking at composition, the most simple composition here, you could even look at saying, well, this takes up this big part, what makes it balanced? Because this is small. Well, guess what? This is actually bigger than anything else over here. So you have this big part right here, but then it's balanced by this being big, this being small, and then it bounces out this huge head. So that's also a type of composition. It has a balance to it. Kuzo, say something in Japanese. Naruto. Sakura. Konnichiwa. Kurisu. Something. Kurisu wa America ni. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. That's kind of like, I think, yeah. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, na, han, shi, ku, ju. How long is this stream gonna be, and are you streaming tomorrow? Streaming tomorrow. That's a hard one. I might stream tomorrow. I might stream tomorrow. This stream is going to be going on for roughly about maybe another 30 minutes. How long? Oh, I already read that one. What was your first fundamental you learned before perspective and form? Well, I mean, those are the two that, yeah. Okay, to be transparent, the first fundamental, okay. The first things I started to draw is like how everyone starts to draw. They look at something, they say, what is shape of thing I like draw? I want to draw thing shape. So they look at an anime face of some sort. See if I can get back to the beginning. Here. They look at an anime face and they basically try to figure out how to draw it based on the shape. They're not thinking about the things that actually make up this thing, the form of it, the perspective. They're just thinking, I like the shape of this thing. And they're just sitting there trying to draw this. You know, I'm just saying if you like this face shape. So you're trying to learn how to draw just that shape. That's how I did it too. I tried to draw then the neck specifically in this direction, not thinking about the fact that it has a form to it. Not thinking about that. Trying to draw then the arm just in literally these directional lines, like not thinking about the shape of it. So most of us start off drawing like that. The first fundamental I learned was perspective. Because perspective and form are kind of hand in hand. So, yeah. Because to even get to this point, like, you're not going to learn inking before this point, because this point is part of inking, essentially. I mean, I guess unless you're doing patterns, like, but yet again, once again, if you're doing patterns, these are directional lines, so you're still learning things based on direction and lines. So essentially, the first fundamentals of really illusions of 3D art on a 2D canvas is, that's why I mention it like that all the time. It goes perspective, form, kind of go hand in hand together. Form is the much more complicated version of perspective. They're married to each other, and then you have, here we go, we have perspective, form, value, and color theory. Why are you not that active doing live this day? I don't know exactly what you mean at all. If you're trying to say why have I not drawn that much during the live stream, I don't know, it's been an hour and 5 minutes. I did this page, this drawing, that stuff. I did that study, that's something I did when someone asked me. That's something people just asked me about. I did that, and I also did this pose. I don't know, I think we've been doing all right. I mean, what'd you want me to draw, manga? a whole 20-page manga during this time? All right, let's go over here and trying to think. Okay. All I thought, I want to have thick eye part. Gotta go, says Atreyu Armstrong. Thank you for sticking around. Hopefully you have a good day or night wherever you are. Are you still doing the 600-page sketchbook? I am still drawing in the 600-page sketchbook. I don't know if I'm going to be doing the full-on challenge. There's been a lot in between it. But I am definitely going to still, regardless, no matter what, I am going to be showing it. Yeah. Hair type. I didn't have to lean over all the way like that. I am not getting any. I've been doing so many like realistic savings, that more so realism savings, that my Pinterest is not giving me anime style. Whatever. We're just gonna do these types of bangs, and then here that comes down, does this. There. Why not? What's up, says Aziz. Aiden Aziz. We've got 121 people in here. Good to see everyone with 137 likes. Look at that. You are a part weeb. Are you a part weeb community? Don't know exactly what you mean by that, but I mean, I like anime. Kuzo, how did you approach bad drawings, or how did you react? You said react to bad, but you mean just how did you react to bad drawings and improve on them? I can tell you this, the sensei way of dealing with it. I would say when you have a bad drawing, try not to take it too personally. Try not to get too upset, because the more upset you get, the harder it is going to be to try to move past those mistakes in that moment. Sometimes you even need to take a step back for like a few minutes, come back. Or like look at some manga, take a break for a couple minutes, I'm saying like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then come back. Sensei version of it is basically, I've heard someone say you need to fail faster. In order to fail faster, you have to understand that you will fail, and you have to somewhat not be complacent about it, but you have to be okay with the fact that of course we're going to fail. Of course we're not going to be happy when we do it, but we can't let it hinder us or scare us from doing the things that we can't do yet, because the only way we learn is through failure. So when you fail, you have to take the time to kind of step back and then look at the drawing and try to analyze what's wrong with it. Sometimes you can't find out what's wrong with it. So where do you start? You have to go and actually maybe start from little steps at a time. If you can draw, learn how to draw a head in maybe a couple of different poses, and then if you can draw a head maybe in a couple of different poses, at least, try to learn how to draw a head from the front pose, try to draw it decently, and try to accurately be able to do this over and over again. Of course, if it's a more complicated position, of course it's going to be hard. It's part of the process. But I'd say try not to let your mistakes in the moment discourage you. I was an extremely hard-headed person. I said bad things to myself, and I was just like, you're just not good enough. You'll never make it. You have to do better than this. You're a piece of crap. I would say stuff like that to myself. So that is not how everyone works, though, just to be completely clear. And there was a point in time where I've mentioned to people that I had to actually move on from that frame of mind, because even when I started to improve, I was degrading myself. I didn't accept even my accomplishments as something that I should have been proud of. I said, I did this, but I could have done it better, which is a good mindset, but I was doing it maliciously towards myself. It was almost a malicious intent when I was saying, yeah, you did this, but you could have done it better, and you didn't do it better, so you still suck. So that's never a good mindset. If it's something that actually fuels you, I still wouldn't completely recommend it, but it fueled me in the moment. But it did make me feel like complete garbage in those moments too. Draw an eye or not. I do not know what you mean when you say draw an eye or not. But an eye is this shape. And then you go ahead and go boom. This is the generalized shape of an eye. There you go. When's your manga coming out? Never. No, I'm kidding. I am. So there's something coming up that might be able to, that might change some of that. But if that one thing that I'm talking about doesn't somehow go through, I'm definitely gonna focus on Bounty's Gate and just getting out that first chapter, because there's also some other things, quick things I kind of want to do as well that I'm sure people will be excited about. But I definitely want to see people's reactions. I'm going to, know what I'm saying? I'm going to get on that manga. That's why I'm saying I don't know if I think I'm going to finish this. You realistically, so the trip, I should have. I'm just going to draw some stuff while I talk about this, but so the trip that I had to take, realistically, when I got the sketchbook and I was going to do this challenge, you know what I should have done? I should have waited to do the sketchbook challenge, but in the moment I was so inspired to do it, I just started doing it. But I started doing it with the knowledge that I was literally going on a trip in 2 weeks. And so it really messed up everything. But that was my own fault. So the challenge kind of sucked, but I could finish this. What I might do is I might finish this first half and still title the video "Drew 300 pages in whatever so amount of days." I'm still going to do that because, to be completely honest, like I mentioned in the first part of the stream, I'm dying to draw some panels. I'm dying to draw panels in which that has something to do with a project. I'm dying to draw something that has some substance to it. You'd be like, well, you could draw panels in the pages. Yeah, like not the way you are when you're focusing on like a full-on manga or project or a series where you can put it out and you feel good when you put it out. Well, maybe you'll feel bad, but you'll be accomplished even if you don't like the way it came out. You'll be like, I finished this, So I've been missing that. And honestly, drawing some of the stuff in the sketchbook has been helping me get that flow back. I feel like I'm going to be able to do it great. As Tony the Tiger would say, great. Okay, is there something that I kind of... So this is the point where I'm feeling like... I feel like I should go and recap on some stuff that I want to memorize. Any tips on using color pencil? Not particularly, other than if you want it to look like it's not like this gross, like, clumpy mess. I would say make sure you push kind of hard and you use some decently smooth paper. Because I've done some. I think I actually showed you guys. I think it's in here. Maybe it's not in here. I thought it was in here. Ah! Things are falling. Yeah, it is in here. Okay, let me grab this. This is probably one of my better... This is really old, by the way. But this is one of my older colored pencil things. So what I mean by clumpiness is you can see that I pushed hard enough that it looks smooth. If you see what I mean. This is kind of some clumpiness that it's hard to get away from. But it also depends on what kind of colored pencils you're using and what kind of paper. This is really smooth manga paper. Like I said, this is older. I would be able to do better now. But this is my most experience with colored pencil, at least. It was kind of a big thing in the Shonen Jump thing. But yeah. You can tell I like Naruto. Any tips on how to get better at drawing bodies? Learn anatomy by shapes. Essentially what they said, yes. Excuse him, wall. I'm come back here. I'm gonna watch something. All right, you gonna watch something, you traitor. Let's go ahead and do like. I just want to do quick form lines on these, like super quick here. Actually, let's do it with the orange marker. Why not? Why not? Look at the boom, 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 boom. How to learn anatomy? You're gonna want to learn. One, you're going to want to learn some form, stuff like this. You're going to want to learn this is below the horizon line. The general horizon line, I think, is going to be like here. We'll see. Yeah, I would say maybe it's like more so up here. It's closer to up there. Like, no, not that. And like I was mentioning in one of these other pages, this one, knowing that anything above the horizon line, you're going to get these lines going in this bowing direction, anything below that bowing direction, and then anything on the midline straight. So you're going to get this. That's kind of how you want to see it. Anything above, you'll see below it if you can actually see below it. So, okay, I'm back, says Omari. What's good? Good to see you're back. I must have read your comment a little later than I thought, because you came back real fast, unless that video was like 2 minutes. But I probably read your comment a little later than when you sent it. Not to mention there is a delay in the moment, in the time I actually can read your comments and get back to them. But at the same time, that delay shouldn't matter, because there's a delay between when I get them and when I say something. So yeah. It's all irrelevant. Alright, let's move on. I haven't even been numbering these pages. I'm probably around page 250, 258, 259. Let's number these pages real quick. So I'm at 259 up there. So 260, 270. Oh, what? 260, 261. So 261. I was going up by tens. I would get there much faster. 260, 261, 262, 270, 263, 264, 265. All right. Alright, what was I gonna do? Would you do a Kickstarter for your manga? See, that's the thing where you're like, oh, let me do it. Hey, what's up, Louie? Good to see you here, my man. As for that Kickstarter question, it's kind of like one of those things where I'm kind of lucky in the fact that I have you guys. I have my streaming, my YouTube channel, and my awesome Patreons that have all the tutorials and stuff on there, which, by the way, Discord, and that's another thing. I want to just finish this first half of the sketchbook because I want to get some. I don't want this looming anymore. I just want to get this first half of the sketchbook done, and then go and I want to be able to post more tutorials on there and anatomy sheets and stuff like that. So I want to freaking get the first half of this done, and then I'm going to be able to give you guys 300 pages over time, and I also have a whole other sketchbook I need to give you guys as well. So it's I am backstocked on sketchbook stuff. Like, my Patreons are going to be getting like 300 pages over a span of time, so it's going to be crazy. So yeah, that's that. I want to fit. So we're at 165. So I think I'm gonna kind of take it easy. I'm gonna take it easy on the sketchbook and just use it kind of as a normal sketchbook. Once we get past 300, I will do. I drew 300 pages in blah 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 days on my channel. I will do that because I really need to get back to, like I said, I want to do this for to get some views in there, but you know, it is what it is. If the half of it does all right, I kind of want to get back to being an actual creator, like like doing manga and stuff. I kind of want to get back to that. Like, for example, I could do cool videos like drawing 15 characters on one page or 20 characters on one page or something like that. And so, yeah. I could do stuff like that. I don't have to necessarily do this because I feel like we're missing out on a lot of content. I bet a lot of you have noticed one big thing. I was worried too much about filling up pages and not doing fun, cool art. And I haven't been posting that much on my, guess what, my Instagram. Sorry, got gas. Instagram. The Tickle Talker. I've been streaming a lot on here, and that is one thing. And gotta go, Kuzo, man. Well, thank you for hanging around, Chat. Who disliked the stream? Where's my shotgun? I don't know, but I found your bazooka. No, I'm good. But just the haters. You gotta love the haters. Gotta love the haters. You're a study. You gotta love them because it's just like, if you disliked it, it's either, like I've mentioned before, it's either because you're better than me and you disliked it because you're that sad of a person, or you're not better than me and you're so petty and hurt that you disliked it. So it's kind of, it's either way. Like I said, it's actually sad for them. Or to give the disliker the benefit of the doubt, they found this video in the recommended, because they watched some random drawing thing that had nothing to do with like typically what they watch. They accidentally got recommended my stream, and they're like, "Why am I getting recommended weird art stuff?" And they disliked it. There is that slight possibility. So I'm giving those little cowards a little benefit of the doubt. Because when you have enough of understanding of who you are, and your own flaws and your own level, and you're truthful to yourself, those things don't really hurt as much. Especially when you've done it for as long as you have. But like they said, they're gonna get the bazooka anyway, so better watch out. Actually, I said they're gonna get the bazooka. Hey, thanks, Jordy. I'm actually way too excited. There's gonna be some crazy artists there. There always is at Comic Con, though. Oh, cool. You're going to a Comic Con, Louie? Good to hear that there's gonna be some people there that you're gonna like. Chris, what do you think about manga assistant work? I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about applying for a staff job. Fun fact: today I found an application to Alaska. The manga of Kaguya-sama. I mean, if you can be an assistant, that's always a super good learning experience. That would be totally awesome, man. Yeah. That is always a great thing. Like, for example, there's a lot of people who are assistants of someone else who went on to create their own series. Because you get a lot of experience from them, you get experience of the production side of it, you get experience on what it's like for those creators creating the manga to create it. You get to watch them in their frame of mind, you get to know all the kind of backstage stuff, you learn how to draw all the nitty gritty backgrounds or do screen tone, stuff like that, and you learn a lot about the production and the speed in which things need to go. So definitely good experience. I wish I had gotten the chance to be an assistant of some sort first, because that's how a lot of these manga artists, they're so good when they come in nowadays. They're like an assistant for like some top manga artist because they have like 5 assistants or 3 assistants or something, and then they end up going and doing their own one shot. Like, for example, that assistant who started doing Samurai 8 with Kishimoto. He was the guy who was doing the main illustrations for the manga. Dude, that guy was freaking ripped. That guy was good. I said it as if he was buff, but that guy was good at drawing, man. Kuzomari, as my art teacher, would you say you are a scholar and a gentleman? I'm a decent gentleman. I don't know about a scholar, but I'm just a guy who draws. Alright, we're going to do spiky hair like this. You kind of want the assistant of Berserk to continue. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. I mean, there's so much like respect and stuff for like the creators over there. There would have to be an overwhelming support for it. Some people would be like, and the assistant might even be like, I don't know if I feel like I deserve to even take a spot like that. So it's definitely a hard thing. Us fans of a series, I currently have never read Berserk, so I don't know much about it. I can't say if I dislike or like it. I'm pretty sure if I read it, I would like it based on the type of content it is. But yeah, fans of the series would always be like, I wish someone would just kind of continue this. We really want to see the end continue as much as they have written to a certain point, but sometimes the respect factor is really there because those series are super. They really belong to that artist type of thing over in Japan. A lot of that stuff, of course, they belong to the manga company, but if there's too many people out there that would revolt against someone just doing someone else's work, like for example, they might wait a little while, and then maybe they'll have the guy or someone who's good at replicating the style do it. They might give it some time to rest. I know it's been a little while, but they might give it quite a bit of time for it to rest before they decide to do it. Because if they did it right when he, passed, that would definitely have been a little disrespectful. I would have been like, all right, come on. I'm sorry you have passed, but come on, guys, let's get this going. Like, you know what I'm saying. 8 hour stream? No, not today. Just finished Demon Slayer. Awesome. Sounds good. I really want to finish that. Isn't the manga already ended? If you're talking about Berserk. No. Did I say something else? But no, the manga for Berserk, from what I know, has not ended. Funny, I found the YouTube channel of the main assistant of Kaiju number 8 series, and basically that guy doing the 60% of the drawing with those backgrounds. Oh, dang. It's a lot to work. Just finished Demon Slayer. Isn't the manga already done? One of my favorite, most underrated manga artists is Kento Matsuda. He keeps on getting paired with below average writers, and the manga he illustrates always gets axed. Very unfortunate. That sucks. It's a ruthless industry. I mean, from the outside, you're like, I want to create manga. It's a crazy industry, to be honest. Like over there, it's super competitive. I saw someone say belly should separate into sections. I don't know what you're talking about, but if you're talking about anything that has to do with learning, it's always beneficial to separate things into sections in which you're going to learn it, and try to separate them into the sections in which you would be doing first. You would have to do first. Like, if you don't know how to draw heads very well, definitely verse yourself with some heads. Learn how to draw some basic head shapes first, some basic angles. Don't try to go directly into drawing something like this. Try to draw it from the front. You got to take it step by step. Then eventually learn how to draw the neck, stuff like that. Learn how to draw the head shape. Boom, boom. Neck. And eventually get to that chest. Stuff like that. Ooh, ooh. Yeah. But it is just about that time to go. What page you on? I am on page, I already forgot what we were on over here. 265, so 266 over here. But yeah, we're on page 266. Like I said, I have a plan for when I get to 300. I don't think I'm going to be doing the full Sketchbook Slam challenge. You guys will notice when I go through it, I did overdo it. If I were to have spread some of this stuff out on other pages and made bigger drawings, I would have made this challenge pretty easy. And I also did a bunch of other stuff. You'll see also the dates on it. You'll see I skipped some days as well. But yeah, it'll be fun because I really want to get back to doing Insta videos. I want to get back to doing TikTok videos. I want to get back to doing manga stuff and stuff like that. Super fun. Get back to creating. Naru, you're leaving. I do not know what you mean. But in any case, this is super fun. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. If not, I will see you guys the next day. But in any case, definitely keep an eye on my Insta and Twitter. Typically around the same time every day, right around wherever you are. It's about 2 hours from now. About 2-3 hours from now. So mine is MDT, Mountain Daylight Time. So I typically try to stream around 5. So it's either, okay, this is a broad stroke, but typically I want to try to stream between 4 and 5, but like it's like 4 and 6, like somewhere around there typically. When I stream at 4, I typically end around 6. Stream at 5 typically and around 7-ish, but 7:30 depends. Anyways, it was super fun being here. Hopefully you guys liked the stream, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully looking forward to more content, and peace out.